what is going on, guys? So before we jump into this video, I just want to thank everyone for their overwhelming support after I wrecked my car. I've been getting tons of messages from people saying that they're happy to see that Steven and I were okay and that the car is fixable, which to me takes a big load off of my plate knowing that the car is not totaled. If it were, I wouldn't even know what I would be doing right now because, you know, this channel revolves around drifting my car. And on top of that, I want to welcome everyone that is new to the channel. Thanks to Adam LZ for giving me that shout out in his video. We have finally reached 10,000 subscribers. And it's kind of giving me mixed emotions, to be honest. Yeah, I wrecked my car and I'm gonna have to rebuild it, but at the same time, we hit 10,000 subscribers, which was one of my goals for 2017. So it kind of balances itself out, but it still sucks that the car is the way it is right now. So for all of you new guys that think I absolutely suck at drifting, I encourage you all to check out my drift vlog playlist. There it will have all of the drift vlogs that I've made, all 12 of them, and hopefully you guys like them because I'm probably not going to be drifting for about a month or two, or at least until I fix the car. But watch those videos after you watch this one. But regardless, it's been eating away at my mind as to what happened this weekend. It keeps replaying in my mind that if I would have done this differently or that differently, that I probably wouldn't have ended up in that wall. For the longest time, I told myself that I was never going to wreck while drifting, while my dad, on the other hand, would tell me it's just a matter of time. And sure enough, was my good old dad right? And there are tons of lessons to be learned from this past weekend. Number one being, don't get so hyped when you're about to go out for a lap. I'm not saying that I was thinking I'm invincible, but that's a common thing that I hear people say. I know that there's the risk to wreck while drifting, and I think right up until I got in that accident, I was bridging that fine line between overdoing it and respecting the laws of physics. Because if I wouldn't have gone completely all out on that entry, the car wouldn't be wrecked. I was just so hyped to go out for that lap. It was my first lead lap of the day, and I told my friend Sean that I was just going to feint out, turn in, and just not even brake, which is something that I need to do whenever I'm leading, because I need to be able to keep up my speed or else I'm gonna get out of drift. Second lesson learned, always inspect your tires before you go out for a lap. In this clip, you can see just how bald my tires were. And I know in a couple videos ago I was talking about how important grip is when you're drifting. And let this be a testament as to how true that is. Because as soon as I feinted out and wanted to turn back in, the car went more sideways than I had anticipated because of the lack of rear grip. So then when I went to turn back, it just caused me to over-rotate and head straight for the wall. For this event, I had a couple of tires that I had drifted on previously at events that I just wanted to burn through, as well as a full set of brand new Federals that I could drift on. And I had the complete intention to just burn off through those tires at the beginning of the day. And as the day went on, I was going to switch over to my Federals so that I could put on a good show while tandeming with Adam and everyone else out there. When I first put on those tires at the beginning of the day, I would say they had probably about 30% tread life left on them. And my stupid self didn't think that after 3 laps of Green Cove's rough track, which is known to eat tires, it just didn't even cross my mind that I should probably inspect my tread level. Which leads me into my third lesson learned. Don't always be so aggressive on entry. I'm gonna play a quick clip that you guys always see in my intro, and you can see how I turn out and then quickly turn back in. It's honestly one of my favorite clips that I have of me drifting because it just shows how I'm transferring my weight and keeping my momentum up to help me keep going sideways. And that's exactly what I was trying to do on the lead run where I crashed. I was being so aggressive, I completely overshot the grippy part of the track. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's the general curve on the track, and then it goes to some crappy pavement. And as soon as I tried to transition to turn the car back, I was already in the crappy pavement, which just caused me to spin. The fourth lesson learned, and probably the most important one, if you're going to spin and you think you're heading towards a wall, do not lock up your brakes. My friend Tommy actually came up to me and asked me why I had done that when I had wrecked. And that's something that I've heard before, but I didn't really think. And of course, when you're in the moment, when you're about to hit a wall, you can't really process what you're supposed to do. But he had basically told me, and it is generally known that if you're heading towards a wall, do everything you can to avoid hitting it. Clutch kick a bunch, stay on throttle, because if you can manage to orient the car pointing away from the wall, all of that throttle you're applying will potentially direct you away from that wall. But if you're heading towards the wall and you lock up your brakes, the car is going to be going in the exact direction at the point at which you locked up your brakes. Your velocity is basically carrying you tangential to the curve that you want to go. For you physics guys, the way I like to think of it is I'm going around a corner. If you brake at that point right when you're trying to turn, it's going to take you tangentially off of that curve. And in this case, taking me right into that wall. So last but not least, my fifth lesson learned is that I think I need to be a little bit quicker with my hand movements. Now, I always tell everyone when they try to drift is that you want to be able to anticipate what the car is going to do and apply that motion to the steering wheel before the car does it. That way you'll have 10 times more control over the car than if you were to just let the car do what it wants and then react to it. And I think this kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that I had no grip on those tires, because normally I really have to try hard to chuck it into a corner so that when I transition back, I can carry that momentum. And when I wrecked, I just wasn't quick enough with my hands because I'm just used to the car being snappy. With no rear grip, the car just basically wanted to hang sideways when I first turned out. In these couple of clips, you can see exactly what I mean. You can see that I go to feint out and the car already wants to rotate the other way because it has grip. These clips were actually before I caged the car almost a year ago. So you can see that I am pretty aggressive with my driving, but that's out of necessity because of how underpowered the FRS is. Well, not underpowered, but how I really have to try to keep it drifting. So after lots of thinking, those are pretty much my lessons learned. If you guys have anything that you might think I would benefit from, please drop a comment down below because I definitely don't want to run into this issue ever again. Now this weekend I'm actually driving back home to St. Augustine where the car is, because I wasn't able to drive it back to Orlando because it just really wasn't all that drivable. So you guys can be expecting a couple videos soon of all of the damage that I did, because I'm going to be spending this entire weekend taking it apart. So that's all I have for you guys. Thanks again to everyone new to the channel. Thank you for making that decision to subscribe. I like to think that life has a delicate balance. Yes, I wrecked my car, but I have this many more people to the channel that I can make videos for, which makes me so happy. So like I said, be sure to check out the Drift Vlog playlist. I'll have a link down in the description, and I will see you next time. Peace.